TIFU by complaining to my wife about work, 1 month update. The original post. https www.reddit.com/r/tfu/comments/1950w/tfu by complaining to my wife about work. It turns out that multiple people had reported the anonymous hotline for our company. The legal team met with my wife because she was the only person they knew had knowledge of the events. 1 month later, we both still have our jobs. No retaliation, which was my biggest fear. But nothing has changed. The people falsifying data are still employed and continuing their same practices. As mentioned previously, we are an international company, HQ in the US, but are managed locally for the most part. One comment asked if I worked at Boeing, which gave me endless laughter considering the headlines that month. We don't haha. However, we do work in an industry where people can be seriously harmed if the lab gives inaccurate results. I think the local upper management is keeping a lid on things because we are short-staffed and reluctant to fire skilled personnel. So I'm reporting infractions to my supervisor and documenting each incident, and I plan to turn it over to HQ if nothing changes in the next week. TLDR wife and I work at same company. I work in the quality control lab and she works with the higher powers. I told her of people falsifying data. She told her boss and had to meet with the legal team. Update: we both kept our jobs. But so did the people signing off on false data. We do work in an industry where people can be seriously harmed if the lab gives inaccurate results. The people falsifying data are still employed and continuing their same practices. Awesome. Look into whistleblower protections. I believe your employment can be protected and a percentage of a potential government fine awarded to you. Sounds like a third-party testing laboratory of some kind. So what you're saying is we all need to avoid at all costs so we are not seriously harmed. Thanks for the heads up. Seems like a report to the FBI may be in order. This is feed up and what Theranos was busted for. If people's lives are on the other end of the lab result and makes the difference between early cancer diagnosis or missing it and ending up with later stage disease, people need to go to jail. Do you work at Theranos? I worked for a small crow. 5,075 employees at the time. That did lots of contracts for the big multinational pharma firms. We had one lab tech get caught falsifying data. He was deleting records of failed qT-PCR runs to make it look like he wasn't having to rerun samples. He was fired within an hour. If you work in QC and have actual evidence of falsifying lab data, that's extremely serious, and if the company doesn't immediately fire those responsible, you should maybe consider whistleblowing to a regulatory agency. I'm American and only know our whistleblower protections. But the behavior you're talking about is literally anathema to working in a lab and people engaging in it should be run out of the industry. Just say where you work, man. You want the world to know. That's why you're posting on Reddit. She should have discussed with you before taking a private conversation between husband and wife out of the home. That's a big breach of trust emo. And showed a lack of regard for your well-being. Not that she shouldn't report it. I'm all for reporting serious safety ethics violations. But there should have first been a conversation about how to protect you, protect your reputation, etc. Granted, you've not done anything egregiously wrong. Instead, she took action without consulting you and potentially put you at risk. What if you were scapegoated and prosecuted? Not impossible, depending on the product, service, or damages due to falsified QA. This is one of many reasons why I don't date anyone at work.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.